ladies and gentlemen, we're back with Whisky Racing League. I am your host today, WR Hamilton, aka John. Today with me is Easy Eye Dave, aka Boring Dave, and we've got a special guest commentator today, which is Mackie from the Bourbon Division and a good friend of mine. Say hello, Matthew.
Hello, Matthew.
Haha! Banter! Today we got. Yeah, Dave.
A few of these cars seem to not like the rain very much. They've all sort of ran wide.
No. That's it. It's because most of this lobby is
doing the pole right now.
It's because most of these drivers are in fact Dutch and they don't know what wet stuff is when it comes out of the sky. And the other Force India is actually round of Mr. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Let me try and find that. No, he's sacked it off. He hasn't bothered. Right, let's see if I can worm my way down the grid. At the minute, I think, yep, Mew is in the lead. Onto the back straight now. Oh, he's got onto the grass a little bit there. Behind.
Twitchy.
Yeah, very twitchy. Mew's now dropped down into second. And 2 Hour Brian, we've specifically let him have 2 hours to finish these 25% races because he may be that slow, is currently going to smash a pole out. This could be a really good pole.
Good man.
And if I'm not mistaken, I believe this is his debut race, and that's his first pole position of the season. In his first race. That's amazing.
Want to start over half a second quicker than everybody else as well.
Yeah.
He loves the wet by the look of it.
Scottish dude down in 9th, which is kind of disconcerting considering he's from Scotland. I mean, you know, that's pretty much basically a giant swimming pool because it's always raining.
Yeah, the weather today is rain across Scotland. Do you fucking really? Whoops. Really? We'll edit that out, don't we?
Quick run down the grid. P1, we have Brian, 2 hours. Second is Mew. Third, Jazillion. Fourth, Andy for Delta. 5, Mr. Brandoff. 6, Delaware Dave. Is that your brother, Dave?
No.
Ah, that's a shame.
And the screen is back.
According to me, according to my screen, Pneumatic 370 is actually on pole, which I think is a lie. But I'm kind of staring at the pit lane right now.
Yeah, pit lane looks good in the dry.
Oh, I just found an interesting fact. And it's that he pressed Y. And driver in view is Pneumatic 370, and ironically, he's Canadian in the Haas.
Nope, not working for me.
I think he might end up apologising to his car if he crashes it. So, sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, eh?
Oh, hey. Right, let's get on board with Mr. Brandoff here.
And away we go from the grid.
Oh,
well,
the Force India at the back. He's seems to be having some technical issues. And that Jazillion's Mercedes.
And
Mr. Brandoff's Mercedes is that's a very interesting line.
They're mostly through turn 1 and 2 now.
How about you?
Yeah.
Do you reckon that would be a track extend? Just throwing that one out there.
It would if I did it, yeah. Oh, wheel banging. There's problems. There's a bit of argy-bargy going on.
Oh, Mew has gone really wide. Mew has gone really wide. And, he's gone wide again. He's gone from P2 and he's dropped all the way. He's dropped all the way down. Oh my god. Driver of the day already, I'm calling it. Scottish dude. P9 to P5. Legend.
Go on, Scottish dude.
He's gone round the outside of P4. He's in P4.
Oh, Scottish. beautiful.
Bit of contact going through the snail section right there. He's going side by side with a Ferrari. It's going to be interesting.
What a wonderful sight this is.
This is fantastic.
And Mouse goes for an overtake, but can't quite get it done down the back straight. But might, if he gets a good traction zone out of the exit of the final corner, he might be able to get him into turn 1.
And Andy 4 Delta in P2s, which is Scottish teammate. At the moment, we've got a Renault and Toro Rosso 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. The Renault's P1 and 3, and the Toro Rosso's 2 and 4.
Oh, there's more contact between the Toro and the Ferrari. They've got to stop that. But he didn't get the move done, so Mouse is still in P5. Nice Scottish dude.
I tell you what, this is exactly what I said last week. For the Australian Grand Prix, the amount that Scottish dude has improved. I mean, in the Bourbon division, he was in Bourbon division last season. He wasn't really mid-pack. He was miles off the pace compared to a lot of the other drivers in the Bourbon division. But in the Tequila division, he looks like a completely different driver. He looks fantastic.
He is pretty racy. Yeah, these cars really suit his driving style by the look of it.
He's like a good David Coulthard.
Wow.
It's like Feed the Mouse is under pressure. Is under pressure of Mew in his Force India. And while this is going on, Scottish dude is actually pulling away from Feed the Mouse.
And on board with Brazilian, who's, gotta have to keep it clean and smooth to fight off a pretty rapid Scottish dude by the look of it.
Yeah.
This could be an interesting fight for the podium.
While this is going on, 2 Hour Brian is he's gone. He's nowhere in sight, and Andy 4 Delta has got nothing at the moment in response. He's got absolutely nothing. There's
oh my, he's Mol. He's so far in front. He's in Malaysia.
Oh, Scottish dude getting a bit wide there behind Jazillian, but tell you what, Scottish
Pneumatic is catching up to P8, P7 pretty quickly here.
Scottish dude is looking really racy. He's right on the back of Jazillian going through the snow. He's took
Pneumatic.
He's took a great line. He's right onto the back of him. Which way is he going to go? Left or right? He's going to go for the inside line. Can he make it on the brakes though?
Oh no. Pneumatic's got a bit too wide, drifting onto the grass. He was lining up a great move to overtake Delaware Dave as well.
Jazillian there tried to go for the cutback on Scottish dude, but Scottish dude just parked it square on the apex, and Jazillian went into the back of Scottish dude, but I don't think there's any damage, so that's good. The thing is, can Scottish dude use this pace that he's got at the moment to break away from Jazillian, because Jazillian's on their harder compound tyre, which will start to get faster. It may be a lap or 2 times, so he needs to put his pedal down now. He needs to put his foot down. But as it stands, P2 to P6 are all in contention. They're all in a train right here, fighting for P2. This is great.
Oh, Scottish was a bit sideways coming out of there, but he's held it really well, actually.
Mr. Brandoff, after that horrendous first corner, just seemed to have a bit of maybe he had a bit of understeer, or he was just trying to compensate and stay out of trouble through the first corner, because the first corner around here is really tricky. He's gone all the way from pretty much stone dead last all the way up into P7.
This is a very solid out in the early going for Scottish dude.
Oh, George Bale 03 in the pits.
Oh, that's an early stop.
Very
good
early.
damage.
It looks like he's missing a little bit of his front left end plate. Yes, he's changing the front wing. He's changing the front wing, and he's going on to the soft compound tyre. That's going to put him all the way to the back.
Mouse and Brazilian are getting close. Mail is backing that up.
Moves lining up P5 and 4, but at this point he can't get it done. But if he can get in the slipstream, he might be able to force his way through.
I tell you what, this is a great race from these two Toro Rosso drivers. This is going to be great for constructors. Oh, Andy Fordelta getting a bit too much on the curb there. He's going to lose a lot of time there, and he could come under threat from his teammate Scottish dude.
Mouse is under pressure from Mew. Oh, maybe not. And Mew's in the wall, is he? No, he just kept it out of the wall, but
yeah, I just caught the end of that.
Quite fortunate to not end up in the wall there. He's going to keep going round. Yeah, so that's probably top 5.
Top 5.
Maybe out of the question at this point. Go back on board with another battle.
The thing is, Mew just needs to remember that there's still another race straight away after this, another 25% race straight away after this. So if he doesn't get a result in this race, there's always the next race to try and gain them extra couple of points. But as it stands, 2 Hour Brian could actually be. He's in a complete class of his own right now. He is gone. He is miles ahead of everyone else.
Brazilian is fending off Mouse.
Again now.
It's a great sight to see all these cars. They look absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, they really do, don't they? Oh, there's contact!
Scottish.
Oh no. Toro Rosso's the wrong way.
His teammates.
That's not what you want.
That's really bad. I just caught the end of that.
I didn't see anything. All I saw was the Toro facing the wrong way.
He's still got down his tyres. He's finding it really difficult to find the grip.
Yeah, I think that's gonna bring a penalty probably for Scottish.
From what I saw there, it looked like Scottish had the line.
Yeah, I switched in at the end, so didn't got that.
Oh, I thought it was Scottish dude that got spun. It was actually his teammate Andy Fordelta.
Yeah.
Delaware Dave's having a nightmare. I've seen these guys top goal penalty. Unlucky.
Scottish dude at the moment sitting in P2.
Feet to Mouse just did his pit stop. Now on soft tires.
Well held
And the
through
Delta
there,
did a pit stop too.
There you go.
Also on soft.
I'm just gonna look on the old race director, and I'm gonna compare the lap times. So Scottish dude has gone from P9 and he's into P2 after 6 laps. Wow, that.
Brian seems to have about a 3-track lead over everybody else at this point.
Yeah, 2 hour Brian is pulling about a second to
15
2
seconds.
every
Goodness
lap.
me.
Yeah, he's pulling roughly around 2 seconds a lap.
Yeah, Brian now going for the pit
On
stop.
the guys behind him. Yeah, Brian in the pit.
And Scottish is also going for the pits.
See what tyres.
Very cautious
Brian
coming
goes
in. He's
onto.
very wary of getting a penalty.
Going onto the soft compound tyres.
Very, very cautious. But it's better to lose 1 or 2 seconds in the pits than have to come in again. Especially in races like this where you don't have a lot of time to get back it if you do make a mistake coming in. There's Scottish onto the soft tyre.
Speaking of comeback drives, Scottish dude's comeback drive in Australia in the second race was something to behold.
Yeah.
Watch the white line there, Scottish. Careful, dude. I think he might just have got away with that one, but if he does it again, which he shouldn't, because he doesn't, unless he has bad luck and has to pit again. But I think he.
Go check the.
Oh.
I'll just check the race director. No, he didn't get a warning for crossing the white line. He's got 2 warnings at the moment, though. So if he cuts another corner, that will be a roughly around a 3-second penalty.
And now let's watch if Brazilian can make the difference by starting on the soft tires.
Well,
The 2 Mercedes are battling over P7 at the moment. They're on track together.
Mr. Brandoff. Here we go.
So
Yep.
if one of them makes a mistake.
And they're both on the same strategy as well. So if I was Delaware Dave here, and I was here stuck behind my teammate, I might try the undercut.
Yeah.
I tried the undercut, see if I can pit like a lap earlier than the predicted pit stop.
I absolutely do. Yeah. I mean, do the opposite of what the car in front of you is doing. If he carries on, you dive down the pits.
Yeah, exactly.
If he goes in, obviously you might as well carry on because stacking is just not going to work.
May have just pitted for some super soft. Brazilian also pitted for the super soft.
Yeah, Jazillion is all over the back of Scottish dude now, and he
George Bale missed the chicane, and he's down at P9. Oh no, P10. No, where is he? Just contact.
2 hour Brian is in a completely
George
different
Bale has had
postcode.
contact with someone. I couldn't see who it was. It may have been a Mercedes, but anyway, pneumatic's gone past him now, and he's struggling to get back to speed. And he's overshot.
Where's Andy Ford Delta? He's sitting in P6 right now after his pit stop.
That's
which is a real shame.
A very interesting line, George.
Yeah, cars 2 to 5 all in one shot now.
Yeah, George is struggling around this track. He doesn't look comfortable at all in that Ferrari. Beat the mouse.
And the other Ferrari mouse is doing well.
Yeah, in P2.
Well, he's under pressure from the cars behind.
Yeah. Ooh, Mew getting a bit squirmish on the exit of the final corner. Brazilian is all over the back of Scottish dude.
Yeah.
All over the back of him. He can literally smell his gearbox.
It obviously pays to be on the supers.
Mail is taking Brazilian the inside. A little bit of contact.
Oh, Brazilian of Mew. Mew around the outside of the swinging left-hander for the inside of the right-hander.
Oh, that's tight.
Oh, this is close
Brazilian
racing.
keeping it together, Mayo keeping
Oh,
it
that's
together. Nice guys.
That's
How have they gone through there?
how'd they get away with
top
that?
And to top that off, Scottish dude overtook Feed the Mouse.
How does that affect the championship at this point?
Oh, Brazilian made a small mistake, too wide outside on the curbs.
Well,
Yeah,
as it stands, Mew is championship leader, but if Scottish dude is, I believe he's
Mayo completely blew it on the braking zone.
yeah, massively. Scottish dude is actually joint second with Feed the Mouse, I believe, at the moment.
Feed the Mouse went extremely wide on that corner.
Or Feed the Mouse is going down the inside of turn 1.
Oh, there's going to be a problem if they're not careful going through there.
God.
Good job George ghosted, otherwise there would have been a monumental collision.
I don't want to watch
There's
this guy.
cars everywhere.
I don't.
This is great. This is fantastic racing. What? Oh.
That's a great exit from Jazillian. Mew had a slightly poor one, so he may have lost the 10th there. Although he's probably just got it straight back.
Oh, George is retired.
Yeah. Never mind. Oh, that's a really bad exit again there from Mew.
Yeah, he seems to be struggling on his new tyres.
Ooh.
Oh, Jazillion, look at that, trying to find a way around Feed the Mouse.
Good news for somebody.
Oh, he's gone
He's
round
done
the
it.
He's gone round
He's
the
done
inside. That's mental. Brian sets the fastest lap for 35.6.
But Mouse doesn't want to give it up. Oh.
Can you get him on the brakes? Oh, and then Mew.
No.
Mew's just made 2
takes the
positions.
advantage.
How's he done that?
Jazillion and Feed the Mouse both compromised their lines and both went wide, and then Mew just snuck it down the inside of both of them.
You must think it's Christmas with gifts like that.
Yeah. He even wrapped it for him, put a bow on the top and everything.
And hand delivered it themselves. Very generous.
Yeah. The question is, with Mew on these supers, can he get anywhere near Scottish dude by the end of the race? He's got 2 laps left to go. Well, 3. 2 and a bit laps left to go.
Yeah, probably 2.5. It's going to be... He's going to have to really throttle it around the corners.
Yeah.
Use the curves aggressively, and he might be able to do it, but Scottish
at
is
this stage,
comfortable right now.
Yeah, at this stage, I think Scottish has got the advantage, especially with the tyre wear of the supers. I think he may just have the tyre advantage. Oh, Jazillion. Jazillion and Feed the Mouse again. They're at it again.
Oh, are they? Let's have a look.
They were.
Yeah. Jazillion should have this secure now for wherever he is.
P4.
Neil was on the back of Scottish right now.
He's caught him up.
Turned
away for a second, and
going right there.
what happened to Scottish dude through that last sector?
I think he got a really bad exit. I think he might have
and he's been taken into turn 1, and the both.
There's contact.
Now,
what's happened to Scottish?
Seems to be all out of shape. Scottish
is probably
recording, I think.
Yeah.
Scottish is recording.
Really slow now.
Yeah, well, that's a shame. That's a massive shame.
Check the race director and see if there's anything to report. No.
Mr. Branhoff with 2 penalties. Mew's got a stop and go and a penalty. Brazilian has somehow managed to attain 4 warnings without a penalty. GG.
Oh, and someone's facing the wrong way.
Beat the Mouse has got a penalty. Scottish Dude has got nothing. And Andy for Delta has got a penalty. Mr. Brandoff with 2 penalties. Delaware Dave with stop and go, which he's already saved.
Some people with no penalties, some people with multiple. You know, just because you might be P10 now doesn't mean you're necessarily going to finish there.
Yeah, exactly. Not over until the last car comes across the line.
Scottish's steering wheel is telling him to pit. Is Jeff being dumb again?
I'm assuming.
Or does he have damage after the incident?
I'm assuming he might have damage, but his front wing looks fine.
I can't see anything.
Yeah, I can't see any damage. No,
I guess he's ignoring Jeff. Being dumb. He's going straight on.
It's just Jeff being an idiot. That's a shame for the 2 Toro Rossos, because they were both running P1, 2 and 3, and now they're sitting 5 and 6.
Scottish had a really strong race. I'm not sure who was to blame, if anyone, for that incident and coming together, but I guess that'll all come out later, if there's any blame to be apportioned.
Yeah. I think
if it was Sebastian Vettel causing that, there'd be no further action, clearly.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Anyway, the last half a lap now, and 2 Hour Brian's about to win. Well, hopefully 2H means 2 hours and not something personal. 2 Hour Brian.
2 Hour Brian.
You've been saying it all night, now I want to call him 2 Hour Brian.
As it stands, Mew's going to come in and finish this race.
Brandoff is extremely wide, and that pneumatic has got out of it. And he's going to overtake him off the track. Interesting. If they're both off the track, is it still an illegal overtake?
I don't know. It's a good question, actually.
Talking of good questions, if one synchronised swimmer drowns, do they all have to? Back to racing anyway.
It was a shame for their first race for this evening. The 2 Toro Rossos were doing really, really, really well. It's a shame that they're coming together, and the incident and with I believe with Mew the last couple of laps of the race, but they've still got another race to go, and I'm sure well, we've got a lot more action to come next once this race is over.
It's still it's still good points though for the Toro Rossos. So they shouldn't be too downhearted, even if they're not necessarily entirely happy with the first race, but still great points to be had in race 2.
And there's Mew on top of the podium.
No sound.
Got Mew on the... Got 2 Hour Brian taking his trophy for the first race of this evening. Mew in P2.
It's Renault 1-3.
And Jazillian in P3. Great drive from Jazillian after his really bad race, or races, should we say, in Australia the week before.
That's an interesting result for people, and Scottish Dude the only one of the top 6, I believe, without a penalty at this point. Oh, and Brian as well. I didn't get one, but...
You know, it's quite funny. The podium was also the race finish. 1, 2, 3. But from what we've seen so far, It's from what I've seen, it seems that Scottish dude seems to struggle in the wet, but excel in the dry.
Reminds me of several drivers actually. There's a lot of people that struggle in the wet.
Maybe didn't
but in the
change
dry.
too much about the setup, so.
I mean, he may have just been compromised because he was slightly late on the brakes into turn one and just missed it altogether, as several of the cars did actually. But
so who wants to do the final podium interview at the end of the second race? No, just me. Okay, I'll do it.
probably not be there.
You have
but,
the honors.
probably won't have anything useful to say.
Well, if I'll tell you what, I'll interview them, and if you guys have any other questions that I may have missed, then you can just step in and ask them.
Of course.
But Dave, have you taken note of the first set of results?
No, but I can do that. I can do print screen on my laptop. Oh, yes, I got it.
Sweet. Okay.
Multitasking.
Cool. So what we'll do
What an
at
outfit.
the end? What we'll do at the end? We'll invite the 3 drivers who, over the 2 races, accumulated the most points, and we'll interview those 3. Because obviously, with 2 races, it's quite hard.
Yeah,
So
they give
if
them
we-
half
if we-
points. So,
Yeah. So, yeah, what we'll do was we'll do a little bit of math towards the end of the
yeah, no problem.
at the end of the session, and we'll invite the 3 drivers who accumulated the most points over the 2 sessions
Yeah, of course.
for the podium.
Yeah, let's hope Scottish can take a revenge now in the second race.
Well, the 2 Toro Rossos were going really, really, really strong, and then everything just hit the fan. But as it stands, Mew is still championship leader at the moment. Feed the Mouse has literally just pulled a gap in front of Scottish Dude by a point, so Scottish Dude has now dropped down to 3rd, and Feed the Mouse is now in 2nd, because Feed the Mouse and Scottish Dude were actually joint points at the end of Australia. Right, here we go for qualifying once again for the second race of China in the Tequila division. I'm going to follow on with the last pole driver from the last race, which is 2 Hour Brian. Let's see if it takes him 2 hours to do a lap around China. Coming into the end of the first sector split, he's in the lead. Oh, Jazillian's retired.
Wonder what happened to
That's not really
Jazillian.
good. He probably cut a corner somewhere, and instead of wasting his time finishing the lap, he probably just retired.
No, he got terminal damage somewhere.
Ouch.
I don't know where, but Mouse has invalidated his lap, so he's not going to be on pole position.
As it stands, it looks like Brian may take it. He's already on.
seconds behind.
Yeah, Scottish Dude is right
Go
with
for
him.
second place
Scottish
right
Dude
now.
is right with him.
This is getting close, guys.
Oh, Mew, he's
Scottish
just popped
back
into second.
3.
Oh, Mew's gone wide at the
It's getting
hairpin.
close.
Two-hour Brian comes across the line with the pole position.
Scottish into third.
Muse put it in P2 on the softs. George invalidated, but that might have been deliberate because he was struggling through turn 1 and 2. Yeah.
Right,
And
as
here's
it
the
stands, we have 2 Hour Brian in P1, Mew in P2, Scottish Dude with a great lap for P3, Delaware Dave in P4, which is Dave's other brother. Scottish Dude's teammate Andy Ford Delta, the Canadian in the American car, Pneumatic 370 in P6, Mr. Brandhoff in the Mercedes in P7, Mr. Creamy Neck, yeah, cool, in the Force India, George Bale in 9th in the Ferrari, Feed the Mouse in the Ferrari, and Jazillion, who all got disqualified, so they'll all be starting at the back of the grid. Predictions? Anyone?
Yeah, I hope the Red Bulls can show a nice pace again.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna go with barring anything strange. I'm gonna go for Scottish Dude. Come on,
Scottish
don't disappoint me, dude.
Ooh, so that's... You know what, I think I might back you on that, you know, the Scottish Dude. We're just showing Scottish Dude so much love on this stream.
You're welcome.
Waiting for all the drivers to calm themselves and ready up for another grueling 14 laps round China. And it looks slightly overcast, really. Possibly a bit of a damp track, so we might see a little bit of rain. And it's lights out.
Ooh, that's
and away we go.
Bit of a slow second phase of the start, but Brian's got it covered.
Oh, there's a bit of contact between Scottish Dude and the Mercedes, and there's a Mercedes going miles out wide.
I think he did the same in race 1 as well.
Yeah, I think you're right. The two Toro Rossos
are a little twitchy early on.
Toro Rossos are sitting pretty in P4 for Scottish Dude.
Oh, look at that! Go on. That's a bit ambitious, fella.
It's a bit ambitious. He outbroke himself a little bit too much there. He would have made the overtake on the Mercedes, but he couldn't brake enough to stop his car before the Force India. But no harm done. They're still going.
He's on the road.
Mew getting extremely wide. But Scottish Dude is still in P4.
Delaware Dave next to Mail.
Oh!
Pass, maybe.
You and Delaware Dave are in a ding-dong battle. Oh! He's just flown past him. What kind of error is he running? Oh dear.
Jazillion's retired. What's happened to Jazillion?
Oh, wait a minute,
Was that terminal
Jazillion
damage?
has left the session.
That's not terminal damage. Jazillion is just obviously
Got bored.
got fed up and left.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're able to send an invite.
Oh, Scottish Dude getting really squirmy on the exit. Right behind Delaware Dave.
I think maybe he's just given up. Never mind.
Well, we could invite Jazillion in for a quick post interview and ask him what happened. So could do that. If Dave's got him on his friends list, or I know you. I know you Dutch like to stick together and all that.
It's getting close. It's getting close for third position.
Oh,
Scottish dude battling Deliver Dave.
Scottish dude around the outside, and then he spun.
Oh, Scottish spins.
Can't find him.
No! He just got onto the curb on the outside and just lost all traction.
Oh no.
Is he stuck in the grass? Or has he got away again?
He's got away now. I think he was waiting for a car to go past, and he's.
Oh,
Ooh.
Well held. Well held.
Save of the day.
There's a Scottish dude showing why he's the drift king.
And Scottish dude sometimes doubles in for Ken Block when he can't be bothered.
Yeah, I hear that. I believe that. Oh, Delaware Dave's gone a bit wide. Oh,
George
he's
is
got
a
very
bit
wide.
weavy, but that was just trying to correct his car because he took a bit of a weird line through the final corner, and he seems to have got away
As
with
it
it.
stands, Lance Stroll, Pneumatic 370, is in P3 round China in the Haas.
Two-hour Brian is about 2 hours in the lead now. Oh no, Scottish is done.
Oh no, Scottish is gone. I think he's had enough.
Scottish has had enough of dirty tyres. Can't get them clean.
It's a shame. He was having he's doing so well. I would have lost 20 quid if I put that bet on Betfair.
Well, take it up with Scottish later.
Yeah. Mew has got no answer to Brian at all. 2 hour Brian is 2 hours ahead, as you said. And the other Toro Rosso's not faring too well either. He's a whole minute behind in
for Toro
P10.
Rosso.
Such a shame.
But Mr. Brandoff's having a much better race the second time around.
Yeah, absolutely. He's currently chilling in P4. Where's his teammate gone? Delaware Dave. Where's he currently sitting? P9. Ooh. He was
Technically
P3 at one
P8, the
point.
Scottish leaving, but
Yeah. Delaware Dave, a couple of laps ago, was sitting on was getting ready to sit on a podium position, and now he's all the way back down in 9th. Formula One is such a funny sport. It's, well, I have to say the grid isn't as compact as it was in the first race. There's not really much going on, is there?
and the crowd go wild as they see a car. And he's all gone quiet in the commentary box. We just can't quite understand what's gone wrong for people. And there's a Ferrari off the track.
Yeah, I just saw that. Was that Feed the Mouse again?
I don't know. I just saw it in the background, but it may well have been.
Seems to be having a lot of issues. You know what? I'm going to invite Scottish dude.
With Mew starting on the soft tyres, the second phase of this race could be very interesting, as he'll be on the faster tyre and everyone else will be on the on the yellow wall tyres. There could be something in that.
Yo, Scottish, tick the box, mate. We'll have a little interview, my friend.
The pie box.
You're good?
Right, of course. Right, that's it. I've ticked it.
Excellent.
Right, is that man in the party now?
Oh, Scottish, what happened? Man?
Right. What kind of language am I allowed to use here? Any language I want?
PG. Please. That's why I'm being very quiet too.
What a fucking mess that race was. Honest to God, like. What, could you hear me now? Right. I'm saying I'm saying what a fucking mess that fucking race is. Honestly, dirty bastards, a lot of them. Right, anyway, right, well that's me says what it says, right. I was in second place, right, and I've recorded it, I was just looking at it, right, and I'm flying up, you know the straight when you've first completed a lap, so I'm on that straight, and you know what the first bend in China's like, okay? The guy's come on the inside and his band just took us out, Ken, I was second, he was third, he could have, the band just took me clean out, man, Then the second race, exact same thing again, man, Just took me clean flipping out, man. So I thought, you know what, sack this. Like, I was in second place again when I got taken out. So I just jumped out the race. I went, you know what, sack this, man.
Me and
there's a load of
me and Matt put a little wager down that you were going to win the second round. Because you and your teammate, you were sitting in P2 and 3 at one point, and you came in contact with your teammate.
That's right, I know.
Towards the end of the second sector, and yeah, we were just thinking that was such a shame. After your great performance in Australia, you know, we were thinking you were gonna pull off another worldie here in China.
But there's a right good driver there as well, though. I've forgotten who his name is. He won the first race. I think that's his name.
2 hour Brian, yeah, Brian 2 hours. 2 hour Brian.
He was beating the lap times by about a second and a half, man.
Yeah, we noticed that he was lapping about a second and a half, 2 seconds faster than you each lap in the dry, and you would have pipped pole position as well if you didn't mess up on the final corner, going through on the second qualifying. You would have pipped pole position.
Well, George is out. And Mew's got on the grass and he's kept it out of the wall. But he's just absolutely ruined his afternoon. Yeah. And he's taken down a sign.
But there was a lot of arguing in that as well, in the race,
Well, we noticed Jazillian retired early before the end of the lap.
But like you see, I bumped into the back of my teammate as well. You know, in the braking zone, and I ended up taking him out as well. But that was an accident. I don't know. Did you see it?
We saw you make an audacious move coming.
You were going for an overtake. It looked a little ambitious from where we were, but
turn 4.
Right, so I did. So I never looked very good.
Oh no, you looked quite good. You look
great.
You looked fantastic, mate. On stream, you looked amazing on stream, mate. You look really good. You
just
look
made
really
a stop and he's onto the red wall tyres. So we'll see how this second phase of the race pans out for him.
But that guy,
we've always got Bahrain, fella. You've always got Bahrain next week.
But I don't think he's happy with me because it was a bit. He maybe not be happy because he says for me to calm down a wee bit. So. But you know what? When you're racing, I'll be honest with you, right? I'm right up for this league, and see before the race, I feel the tension in my stomach and that. You know, get like that.
Entering the pit lane.
I'll be honest with you, I get like that every single start of a league race. And, get the old butterflies during qualifying and stuff.
And
think,
the leader is going in to make his.
I feel
pit
bad
stop.
for quitting it, because it's like I threw my toys at the pram, but still, I was
It's understandable, mate. Don't worry.
There's no worries there, dude.
You know, this is only the second race of the season, mate. You've still got 18 races left to go, fella. It's been a pleasure. We need to carry on commentating the race.
Of course, no problem, man.
Hopefully we'll see you whack out an amazing performance in Bahrain next week, mate.
Right, no bother, guys.
From us in the
Cheers for
commentary
that,
box,
man.
mate. From us in the commentary
Thanks
box.
for coming
Good luck.
in.
Right, no bother,
See you
guys.
next week.
Take it easy. Cool, man.
See you later, boy.
Go.
Ta-da.
Cheers.
Now, how far in the lead is Brian?
About 2 hours.
Oh, he's down to 1 hour 59 after that pit stop.
Oh no.
41 seconds is the gap.
You might as well get out and walk.
He's being held up slightly by the Mercedes. But the Mercedes sees the blue flags and he lets them by. I believe that might have been the Mercedes of Delaware Dave and P8. Yes, it was. Andy Ford Delta's having a torrid evening today. He's gone up to P6, but he's a minute 20 behind the leader. He's on the white wall tyres. He's on the mediums.
Why would you do that? Ugh.
The nearest car to him is Feed the Mouse, and it's 30 seconds in front of him. I'll tell you what, the Canadian of pneumatic in his Haas, he's pretty much got P3 nailed down. He just needs to keep it nice and clean until the end of the race, and you'll have a good bag of points here.
No bias here, but go Haas power.
Is that because he's your career mode team?
Yeah.
Yeah, thought so.
I
Who's setting the
last
fastest lap of the
season.
race with 35.4?
Fast. I think. Seems fast.
That's pretty rapid.
Is it?
Yeah, it's pretty rapid.
If you reverse the numbers, that's the kind of time I do around here, so. Yeah. Thursday's not going to be too clever. I think if I started now, I might finish when you guys get to the lead lap, so.
Well, as it stands, for us Auburn divisions, we actually haven't got Australia anymore in the season. It's been canned off the calendar.
Oh well.
I'm sure you'll be pretty happy with that, Matt, because I know you never liked Australia anyway.
Yeah, I'm moderately happy with that, yeah. It's, it's a shame I've actually got a setup that I feel competitive around Australia now, but, never mind. There's always other leagues and other races around there. Season 2. Don't forget that.
Well, I do apologise if the commentary is slightly boring, but it's just simply the fact that there's no cars actually near each other compared to the last race. It just feels like they're all completely different drivers.
I think it might, because race 1 went so well, I think they may have all got a bit of overconfidence and it's all gone so badly wrong, they thought, right, I'm out of here. So maybe that's something to look at.
Yeah, possibly.
But, every race is different. I just didn't expect it to be so drastically so.
Yeah.
It's, there's a moment there where we could have used some questionable language, which would get edited out because absolutely nothing was happening, but Never mind.
2-hour Brian, he's just so far in the lead. He's 22 seconds, nearly 23 seconds ahead of Mew. This is an absolute masterclass from a 2-hour Brian.
Let's do an on-board lap with 2-hour Brian.
To be honest, Dave, the way he's driving is that clean, you could probably use it as your introduction lap. The way he's driving at the moment is just
everyone a chance to do it this season.
It's nice and clean. He's not jerking at the steering wheel. There's nice smooth transitions.
So he's not Nico Rosberg.
No, he's not Lance Stroll. Or are you on about the fact that 2-hour Brian?
I'm about the seesaw motions.
Are you on about the fact that 2-hour Brian actually knows how to steer a car?
Yeah. Okay, Brian, we're going to need you to turn left. Right, old boss.
Righto. No pun
Nico,
intended.
turn left. What?
Nico,
Do
turn
what?
left.
What?
Right.
I don't understand that command, sir. I'm sorry. I'm sure it's a hard life being a Formula 1 driver. You get to sit down all day and drive.
The thing about it, Nico Rosberg would be so screwed if he couldn't turn left at Singapore when he was an anti-clockwise circuit.
Yeah, that was a very nice lap from 2-hour Brian.
Yeah, I'm well aware that Formula 1 drivers have to be mentally and physically sharp. That's a joke, people. Don't throw your imaginary hate my way, because I thrive on that.
Imaginary hate. Imaginary
It's not
hate.
real, is it? It's imaginary, frankly. If
Don't
people
start
want to
going
get their
all.
knickers in a twist about that, then I'll just ram you back down their throat. I don't care.
Don't start going all ninja warrior. I mean keyboard warrior.
Do ninja warrior, I might respect you, but keyboard warriors can just GTFO.
Oh no, them QWERTY keyboards. Woo!
Oh, well, yes, exactly, yeah.
Them QWERTY keyboards are OP.
You want to hit them with a plug made out of Lego, because that's a twofer. Anyway, how have we got to this?
I don't know, it's just, there's nothing happening on track. We're just trying to find something to talk about.
I'm trying to find battles. I mean, there's, I guess, P7, he's in the wall! And he's dead.
Oh, Delaware Dave has died.
Delaware Dave, I saw that from on board, Mr. Crimeneck.
Yeah, I can't get to him anymore right now.
Yeah, his wheels fell off. They went everywhere. Bond's gone so far it's ended up in Malaysia. I know I used that joke already, but
Actually took the lead lap in Malaysia.
yeah. Oh, Crimeneck has got dirty front tyres. I don't know what he did. I was on board with him and didn't see anything. He's got the AI of Scottish dude. He's just been passed. Right. Muse down into P3. Pneumatics up into P2. And contact.
What?
It's minor, but Pneumatic has jumped Mew somehow, and he's gone for the late move.
That was fantastic.
I think that scared him off the road. Well done, fella.
There's actually some battles happening now on the very last lap.
Bit late, boys. When was this? About an hour ago.
2 hour Brian is finished with about 2 hours left to go.
Nothing going right now.
I'm not going to say what I was about to say, but it's just not very broadcastable. So I'll leave it alone for now. I know, I'm trying.
It's so hard not to because swearing's like my second language.
It's just words, man. Like I say words and then think about what they mean later.
Well, as it stands, as long as Pneumatic can keep it nice and clean.
I missed 2 hour Brian finishing. Too bad.
And Mew's about to cross the line in P2.
2 hour Brian way in
And
front.
Pneumatic.
Last race.
Very well earned podium in race 2.
Yeah, 2 hour Brian takes the full 25 points.
And and he nearly binned it into the final corner.
How does
Well
the
done.
actual point system actually work? So if they only came first at the first race, right? What do they get? Like 12.5 points?
Yeah.
Really? Isn't it like rounded up to 13 or
believe so.
something?
Mail came in second. Again, so he gets a full 18 points too. Too bad Brazilian didn't finish today. So let's see. I believe Feed the Mouse is gonna take third position then for this evening.
I mean, we know we 1 and 2 are because they're exactly the same.
Exactly
Right?
the same, wouldn't they?
E3 in race 1 was the other Renault. And
Yeah,
now it's,
Scottish came in 5th in
House.
the first race, and the Delta 4th. So yes,
Right, here we go. I've got
Feed
the
the Mouse
I've got the
takes
stand in
third and
hand.
for
Yeah.
this evening.
Feed the Mouse comes. So okay, we'll invite 2 hour Brian, you, and Feed the Mouse into the party.
Yep. Our top 3 for today.
Cool.
Invite party and Feed the Mouse to party.
Hello, Mail.
Hello Mew, would you like to tick the box please? Tick the box in the party.
We got our podium interview right now.
Podium interviews. Hello Brian, 2 hour Brian and the Mouse. Could you please include your audios in the party?
Podium interview.
Yeah. You're live on Dave's channel. Please do not swear, because he'll cry. So, I'll kick things off with today's overall point scorer, Brian, or 2 hour Brian, as we've been calling you for the last hour and a half.
Yeah.
So this was your debut race today, was it not?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, debut race. Podium. You got pole in both qualifying.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
you won both races. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, I did a lot of practice, so.
How did
It showed.
the race feel in your point of view? Like, did you find it obviously easy? Because obviously you clearly weren't under pressure because you just did a Lewis Hamilton and just bolted and just had full control of the race. But you know, was your for your debut race in a brand new league? Was you feeling any nerves or pressure to try and perform and show what you can do?
Some healthy pressure I felt. Yeah. So, but it was the first race was going really well, but then the last lap I wanted to set the fastest time, but then I spun out. So, but I already had a lead, so it doesn't really matter. And last race, you know, Mill was really fast, so I was keeping an eye on him, but I don't know. He was 8 seconds behind me, and then one of a sudden, out of my pit stop, then he was like 20 seconds behind. So I don't know what happened to him, but
thanks for your comments, Brian. We're gonna move on to the second highest point scorer of this evening, and that was Mew.
Hello.
Hi. You've had a interesting 2 races from what we witnessed.
Yes.
You had a absolute titanic battle in the first race, because pretty much everyone was near each other, and there was a point where any of us thought you were gonna bring it home into second. So can you please explain how your 2 races went for us, please?
My 2 places from Australian is good, but from China is the traction the traction is on the circuit is not doing great by me.
Did you find it difficult out there today? Did you?
Yes, no grip.
No grip, standard China then. Well, you came into this race as the championship leader. Are you now feeling the pressure of 2-hour Brian now that he's decided to show his face in his first race of the season?
Oh, it's a good guy and really fast. From in China. Dus I hope so that a nice battle become this whole season.
Thanks for your comments, Mew. That was really appreciated. We definitely hope to see you two duke it out for the World Championship for the Tequila division, and hopefully you two can keep it up and make the championship battle really exciting for everyone else watching.
Yes.
So, feed the mouse. Hello. you had a couple of weird races there, mate. You look like you were struggling out there a lot today. From what we could see anyway, but you had a good couple of battles and that. So same as Mew. Can you please explain how your race went this evening? Well, did you enjoy yourself out there today? Well, next week we all know is Bahrain. How do you 3 feel about Bahrain? Do you like the track, and do you think you could possibly do a 1-up Obviously with Brian, 2-hour Brian, that's a bit difficult to do because obviously he won both the races today. But are you hoping that you can carry this momentum forward and into Bahrain? Anyone gonna reply to me? No.
Yes,
I mean, I would, but
Oh, we'll do this in order. Brian, how do you feel about Bahrain next week? Do you reckon you can carry on this performance?
Well, I hope so. I mean, it's a really difficult track to get your setup right because you got high downforce corners and really long straight, so you have to keep it in between. So yeah, we will see how it ends.
You?
Yes, my favorite circuit is Bahrain. Yes.
I'll say the same as me then. So my favourite circuit is Bahrain as well.
I'm really fast as.
Good, it'll be good to see you two hopefully duke it out in Bahrain. And Feed the Mouse, how do you feel about Bahrain next week?
That's okay, yeah. Not really from here, just the car. But going to try to do the best and take the coach home for them teammate.
Well, as it stands, Feed the Mouse, I believe you're still in P2 in the Drivers' Championship, and Mew is still slightly just ahead in the Drivers' Championship. But you both of you have now got 2-hour Brian here breathing down your necks. But I think that's going to be the end of it from here. And from me, WR Hamilton, I'd like to thank everyone for joining us this evening, and thank you for the 3 drivers here on the podiums for giving us a fantastic watch. I'm WR Hamilton saying see you later.